JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, pedestrian killed in St. Elizabeth crash. A pedestrian died as a result of injuries he sustained after being hit by a motor car on the Locovia Main Road in St. Elizabeth on Saturday. Police have named the deceased as 48-year-old Artnell Barrett. Preliminary reports are that about 3:30 p.m., the driver of a Toyota Sprinter motor car was traveling westerly towards Holland Bamboo when upon reaching Locovia, Barrett walked into the path of the vehicle and was hit. He was later pronounced dead. Chinese farm store robbed in Santa Cruz. Police have launched a manhunt for two men following an armed robbery at a Chinese-operated farm store in Santa Cruz on Saturday. Head of the St. Elizabeth Police, Superintendent Dwight Daly, said that about 10 a.m. the men, one armed with a firearm, held up the store and took an undetermined sum of money. He said the robbers also held up a motorcyclist and took his motorcycle. They abandoned the motorcycle at a certain section of the town, where it is believed that a motor vehicle was waiting for them. We are now conducting a series of operations in search of these men, Daly said. He's appealing to anyone with information that can assist the police in their investigation to contact 119, the police emergency number 311, Crime Stop, or the nearest police station. SOE reaping success in St. Catherine, say police. The police are reporting success within the first 36 hours of the declaration of the state of public emergency, SOE, in the parish of St. Catherine. According to a release from the Jamaica Constabulary Forces Communications Unit, CCU, 2 firearms, a submachine gun and a revolver were seized during operations within the first 36 hours of the SOE. 3 wanted men were also apprehended, 2 for sexual offenses and the other for murder. Also in the parish on Saturday, the police team seized 1 firearm with a magazine and 3 9mm rounds of ammunition during an operation on Valdez Road. Reports are that about 4:30 p.m., lawmen were in the area when 1 Intratec submachine gun, 1 magazine, and 3 9mm rounds of ammunition were found under an old truck. No one is arrested in relation to the seizure. The investigation is ongoing. Retired cop found dead in St. Bess Market. A retired police detective was found dead inside the Santa Cruz Market in St. Elizabeth on Sunday morning. He has been identified as 72-year-old Eric Dawes, a former detective sergeant who resided at Coke Drive in Santa Cruz. It is reported that about 7:15 a.m., the retired cop was found unresponsive and slumped on a stool near a shop inside the market. His body was removed. The police said the incident is being treated as a sudden unexpected death and no foul play is suspected. 2 shot, 1 fatally on Wildman Street. A 20-year-old man was shot dead during an attack by a gunman on Wildman Street in Kingston on Sunday morning. Another man was injured in the incident. The dead man has been identified as Romaine Miller, a mason from Wildman Street. The injured man is 29 years old and is also from Wildman Street. Police report that about 10:40 a.m., the men were at a section of the roadway when they were pounced upon by men with guns who shot them multiple times. The police said the men were taken to hospital, where Miller was pronounced dead, and the other man, who is also a mason, was admitted. Another shooting reportedly took place nearby on North Street, but it was not ascertained if it was a related incident. Details of that shooting were not yet made available. Nearly $2 billion traced to criminal activities in the last 18 months. Over the last 18 months, Jamaican financial investigators have tracked down nearly $2 billion in assets they believe were acquired through illicit activities. The assets, mainly real estate, are included in 27 asset forfeiture or money laundering investigations completed by the Financial Investigations Division FID since January last year, the agency confirmed. 40% of the cases involve drugs trafficking, 30% involve lottery scamming, 15% involve money laundering, while fraud and cybercrimes account for 11% and 4% respectively. The total value of criminal benefits derived by the defendants in these cases was 1.6 billion Jamaican dollars and 356,000 US dollars, or approximately 54.3 million Jamaican dollars, the FID said. It is clear that the ill-gotten gains being derived from criminal activities are quite significant and pose a real threat to the stability of the country, as the illicit funds are reinvested in organized crime and also has the potential to distort activities in the productive sector, said Principal Director of the FID, Keith Darren. Jamaica is among 23 countries that were placed on a grey list by the Paris-based Financial Action Task Force over concerns about weaknesses in existing money laundering regimes. Further, the real estate industry has long been viewed as fertile ground for the criminal underworld to rinse the profits from their nefarious activities. Real estate developers do not currently fall under the Proceeds of Crime Act POCA and therefore have no legal obligation to file suspicious transaction reports or apply anti-money laundering due diligence when dealing with their clients, experts noted. Already, 20 case files on the asset forfeiture investigations have been completed and placed before the Supreme Court, with applications for the assets to be forfeited to the state through POCA, the FID disclosed. Sanjay Elliott, the former public official, who was sentenced to 5 years in prison for stealing $40 million from the Manchester Municipal Corporation, and Andrea Gordon, the former National Commercial Bank senior manager, who was given a 7-year prison sentence for fleecing her employees of $34 million, are among the persons whose assets have been targeted by the FID. The FID said over the 18-month period, it has obtained forfeiture orders in 7 cases for assets valued at over $142.4 million. There are ongoing out-of-court settlement talks between attorneys for the FID and defendants in 4 cases, the agency said. 46 post-conviction asset forfeiture investigations are still active, while the FID and its partners, the Constabulary Financial Unit, and the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Division are pursuing over 170 money laundering cases. In one of the cases that ended last Monday, Manchester businesswoman Eva May Sterling, 61, her son Nicholas Chang, and his sister Marlene Ledford were ordered by a judge to surrender to the state 5 properties that were purchased between 2012 and 2014 for approximately $105 million. During her first court appearance in 2017, the FID claimed that the properties were purchased from the proceeds of drug trafficking activities carried out by a close relative who was convicted in the United States in 2013. Among the real estate forfeited by the trio is a 602-acre beachfront property in Parrot, St. Elizabeth, registered in Ledford's name, which was purchased in November 2012 for $74 million. The other properties are located in Simmits Run, Clarendon, Roundale, St. Elizabeth, Boscobel, St. Mary, and Civil Meadows, St. Catherine, records show. The FID claimed, however, that based on its calculations, in keeping with the Proceeds of Crime Act, the total financial benefits derived by Sterling, Chang, and Ledford amounted to $288 million. This includes significant expenditure on the acquisition of motor vehicles, farm supplies, and the conversion of approximately $370,000 in cash or Jamaican currency at a foreign exchange dealer, the agency charged. Sources claimed, too, that a St. Andrew apartment and several high-end motor vehicles registered to the trio were hastily disposed of after they got wind of the FID money laundering investigation. Sterling was fined $300,000 or 9 months imprisonment and 12 months in prison suspended for 2 years after she pleaded guilty to money laundering charges in the corporate area criminal court last month. Similar charges were dismissed against Ledford and Chang following Sterling's plea deal. A restraint order has been placed on several properties and other assets traced to Elliott, barring him from disposing of them. His asset forfeiture hearing is on hold, pending the outcome of the appeal against this conviction. 7 males perished in motor vehicle crashes in 1 week period ending June 17. 7 more Jamaicans, all males, perished on the nation's roads during the 1 week period, June 11 to 17, according to the latest statistics from the Road Safety Unit, RSU. The latest road fatalities include 3 drivers of private motor cars, a passenger of a private motor car, a pedal cyclist, 1 pedestrian, and a motorcyclist. The ages of the victims are between 23 and 36. Since the start of the year, males have accounted for 86% of all road fatalities, while females account for the remaining 14%. Meanwhile, a total of 222 people have been killed in 197 fatal crashes since the start of the year. During the period, fatal crashes decreased by 1%, while fatalities remained the same when compared with a similar period in 2021. With 61 deaths, motorcyclists account for the majority of road fatalities since the start of the year, making up 27% of the victims. This group is followed by drivers of private motor cars with 24% or 54 deaths. Pedestrians come next at 20% or 44 fatalities since the start of the year, followed by passengers of private motor cars with 29 deaths representing 13% of all road users killed as of June 17. The group classified as vulnerable road users, pedestrians, pedal cyclists, motorcyclists, and pillion riders, when combined, account for 55% of the road users killed as of June 17, the RSU said. Jamaica reports 168 new COVID cases, no deaths. Jamaica on Saturday reported 168 new cases of the COVID-19 and no fatalities within a 24-hour period. The latest figures push the total number of cases recorded on the island since the start of the pandemic to 141,632. The death toll stands at 3,094. Of the newly reported cases, there were 105 females and 63 males, with ages ranging from 27 days to 97 years. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew 40, St. Catherine 30, St. James 21, Portland 14, Clarendon 11, Manchester 11, St. Mary 10, Trelawney 8, Westmoreland 8, St. Anne 6, St. Elizabeth 5, and St. Thomas 4. According to the latest statistics from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the country also recorded 137 new recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 88,794. There are 2,190 confirmed active cases on the island. The country's positivity rate from the latest batch of testing is 25%. Approximately 131 patients have been hospitalized, 5 of them critically ill. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.